Hi, everybody.
I know.
Dump, dump.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday on this August the 9th, 2026. I'm excited to be here. I'm your host, I'm Roland Mann, and we've got a fun panel tonight. I'm joined, as always, by needing more time to make comics, Mr. Thomas Flormonti. Say hi, Tommy.
Howdy do, howdy do, howdy do,
Tommy,
howdy do.
That's a beautiful painting of a flower over your head. Yeah, did you do that?
It's not a painting.
No, what's directly over your
this
ball
this
cap?
big thing? I'm
Yeah.
out in I'm in the garden.
Yeah,
Have you been
okay.
bad?
We are also joined by, from space, as always, Miss Roberta Conroy. Say hi, Roberta.
Hello. Doing good. Floating
Good.
around.
Floating. You're supposed to do like this.
This is going to be a story of two internet connections from California, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's not easy. All day has been tough. I don't know why.
Blame the fire.
And, of course, we are joined by a friend of Chadwick himself, Mr. Tom Mason. Say hi, Tom.
Very happy to be here. This is very exciting because I haven't seen Jim in almost 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh, crap, Tom, you sent me pictures, didn't you? And, of course, our guest for tonight, we are getting Raw Jim, Mr. Jim Chadwick.
Hi, everybody. So, to apologize in advance, the internet where I'm located is dodgy at best. So if I blip in and out of existence, don't be surprised.
This is how the internet makes everything fun.
Log back in. Log back in if something happens.
Well, he's already done that, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
You can't fool the internet more than once.
Yeah, it's not a problem on your end. It's just I've been staying in this house for a couple of weeks and I've been having this internet issue all the time. So.
So, well, we're glad that you could make it here with us. I'm opening these images here. So tonight we're gonna talk about a lot about San Diego Comic-Con. Jim came all the way from Spain to attend San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, Tom makes his annual trek down there as well. And we didn't get because we had Paul Pelletier with us last week. We didn't get the con report. So we're eventually going to get there. But before we get there, Tommy and I did a show. Yesterday. Tommy, how'd the show go?
It was a little slow, but I still did pretty good.
Yeah, I think talking to it was of course a great con organizer. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Louis and his family. They they had to cancel it last year because they had a death in the family, and so they were back this year. And attendance was a little bit lower. You could hear kind of folks talk about that. Around I'm off center, aren't I? What is it? Thirds, right? It's film is up. It's thirds.
It's nice
right?
to know that you're self-aware about that.
Yes.
Why don't you slide over instead of moving the camera?
Right. You got a chair.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, but we had a blast. Louis set us up a nice little Silverline section. So there was a whole row of us. It was of course.
It was you, me, Haley, and No Way Jose. He's probably watching. He's always watching. Always watching.
He's frequently watching. I'm not always, frequently. But yeah, it was a blast. It was down in Kissimmee. And Tommy and I have been down there several times. I want to say probably about 4 or 5 years in a row, Tommy.
Yeah, that's the show that always tricks us because we're pulling up and you see there's like thousands. I mean, not hundreds. There's like thousands of people in cars, and you're like, damn,
this is going to be so good.
And you see all these people going out, and then you start looking at them, and you're like, these people are wearing really nice clothes.
They're in suits and dresses.
Yeah.
And ties.
And you're like, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Maybe they just got done with church and they're coming on over here to the show
Christian
or whatever,
cosplay.
or something. No, it's right next door every time. I don't know. Maybe it's this. I guess it's probably every Saturday. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a Jehovah's Witness thing going on. Isn't it Jehovah's Witness thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And there's just like millions of people going to that thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I thought that was coming to see us.
Did you set up a table in the parking lot?
We should have. I'm telling you, I've heard them referred to as the J Dubs. I'd never heard that before.
That sounds like that rap group.
That's right. Yo.
but yeah, they're just all streaming to this one building, and you. Think,
I know.
oh,
You just see them in all the cars. You just get super excited. I mean, you guys have done little one-day shows all the time, and you pull up and you're like, well, where's all the people? But no, you pull up to that one, and there's like hundreds of thousands of cars.
I was
They're
once
going
at a
somewhere
panel.
else.
I was once attending a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and I saw a really long line, and I thought the same thing. I thought, oh man, this panel is great. And then I realized, oh, it's just the overflow from another panel. It's not. Had nothing to do with what I was on.
Yeah.
Oh, they were waiting to get into the bathroom or something. The bathroom's next door to you.
Yeah. I had a table spot in a show one time, and I walked up, and there was a line in front of my table. And I'm like, what's happening? Why are these people waiting for me?
Finally, I'm getting attention.
That's right.
It's paying off.
And I realized that like 3 tables down. I forget who it was now, but 3 tables
like Jimmy
down,
and Amanda.
Jimmy and Amanda.
Palmiotti, yeah.
And the line just went down in front of all the other tables, and I'm like,
yeah, I've had that happen.
All right, well, that was whatever. They
go sit at their table.
Convention eventually came and like moved the line, made them stake somewhere else. But it was initially it was kind of interesting. Like, wow, what are all these people here for? But
I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Or at least a tin-air.
That's
a $10 air.
So Jim, last time we talked, anybody else got any news before I go to Jim? Roberta, any news?
No
No news.
Roberta's like, no,
well,
y'all are talking too much.
no comment.
I got news.
Oh, what's your news?
I'm going to be on a panel at New York City Comic Con in October.
Get out of here! Really?
That's great.
Thursday, October 8th. Me and Paul Levitz. We're gonna be like this. We're gonna be panel buddies.
What's the panel? What are you talking about?
But he and I both have books coming out from Bloomsbury on the Marvel Age of Comics.
Okay.
And I'm doing the one on Secret Wars, which I can't stop talking about, and he's doing one on it's basically Marvel's rise after Marvel took control of its own distribution. So it's basically a history of comic book newsstand distribution in the late 60s and early 70s.
Oh, nice. God,
so
hey, take notes.
So I can't wait. I'm gonna steal a book.
We need distribution, right? So
yeah.
So take notes.
It's the secret of comics. Is comics survive based on distribution.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that sounds fun. That sounds great. I think we know some. We know a few folks going. I think Angelo may be going to. The artist who did Vipers,
and I think Jose Fuentes sometimes goes there too.
I think so. So we'll have to find out. We'll make that announcement in our team chat so people can make sure they come and storm your panel.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
That's
for
good.
Sure.
Radicals asking me questions.
Who was asking you questions?
Radicals.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So Jim, last time we talked to you, you were on the way to Spain.
You were moving. You were on the move.
He's frozen.
It's been a minute.
I thought he blinked.
Up.
I thought it was.
What? Just as I asked him a question.
There you go. You ran him off.
Now you pissed him off.
Now he's
I told you he's very sensitive. You can't ask him questions about his whereabouts.
Rolling. I told you had to be nice. I told you,
Right.
but you were like, no, Thomas, I'll do whatever I want.
Man, you're like Harlan Ellison now, just scaring people away.
Silverline brought to you by Coca-Cola.
When you need a refreshing beverage, this is one.
We gotta tink.
Clink.
What do you? Half the team is taking Coca-Cola now.
Yeah.
And I'm a Pepsi.
What do y'all drink? What sodas do y'all drink when you drink a soda?
Soda. It's like
I just had pizza, so I had to have a soda.
I only take the soda in a rum and Coke.
There you go. Well, that's
so
a good
my
way.
favorite flavor of Coca-Cola is rum.
Rum flavored. What about you, Roberta? What's your favorite soft drink? If you
Dr.
you have
Pepper.
one.
Dr. Pepper. Okay.
My wife is a big Dr. Pepper. You try the
I like
strawberry
the
cream one?
No, I don't like that.
Oh, she loves that one.
They make it too
least
sweet,
it's-
I guess. It's like there's got to be a bite to
She's
it.
complaining that they make sodas too sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
At
think
least
they're all
it's
too
not
sweet.
Pepsi.
Well, I want the flavor. Just it's got to have a little more kick to it.
Yeah.
Some of that Jolt soda.
Oh, I missed the Jolt
That
soda. I
was
got a lot of
college
work done
days.
with Jolt.
Oh,
Me too.
Well, they're monsters now. I think that you just go get.
I think they are. They must.
Yeah,
be.
but it's the Monster thing is a kid's drink. Jolt Cola seemed like a grown up drink.
Tom, you can put it in a brown bag. No one will know.
Well, then that's how I hide my rum.
y'all ever drink any of the Monsters and all that kind of stuff?
No.
It just tastes terrible to me. Yeah.
No, but those aren't the same as Jolt. They don't taste like
Yeah.
Jolt did.
No, I would rather drink Axe body spray than drink a Monster thing.
Oh. That'll keep you up too. I'm sure. Throwing up, but you'll be up.
Also, I smell like a dance club.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tommy, wasn't it me and you at a show probably 10 years ago? And
somebody brought us something. I was
they
just
were handing
thinking
out Monsters. They were giving them away free.
We did one where they had a crazy coffee. You remember there was like Death Brew coffee place? We did one.
The thing,
Jim is back.
I tried the old, technically proficient, turn everything off and turn it back on trick.
It's excellent.
So
it worked.
So we'll see if that works.
The thing about Monster Soda is that when you flip it over, like I'm old enough that I have to read the labels on stuff, and so you turn it over and it's got like 165% of your daily allowance of like sugar and sodium. It's like,
and then the next thing is battery acid on there, and you're like, I probably shouldn't be drinking.
You have
this.
to have these when you read, though, don't you?
I carry a magnifying glass. Actually, I take a picture of it with my phone, and then I just
and then blow it up.
Yeah,
there
blow
you
it
go.
up.
I've seen people doing that. I'm not that proficient with my phone yet.
What's even more pathetic is that I wear what do you call it, like bifocal contact lenses. I'm forgetting the technical term for it. So I should be able to see for distance and read, but even with them, I have to carry reading glasses.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, because like if especially if I'm in a dark place, a restaurant or something, and they bring the menu and it's like,
nobody can see in a restaurant. They make it so you order the most expensive thing in the restaurant.
But I have done the camera thing. I have done the take a picture and blow it up on the screen thing. Yeah.
Because I don't have my reading glasses with me, so how else am I going to do it? I can't. Otherwise, I'm just sitting there in the store moving things back and forth.
And they're like, look at the old. The little kids are like, look at the old guy. Look at the old guy.
Yeah, that'll happen to you.
So I don't know, probably 3 years ago or so, something like that. As wives are wont to do, BJ sends me to the store sometimes to go get some stuff. But as husbands are wont to do, I used to come back with the wrong stuff frequently, and so. She devised.
I got a story about that.
She devised a method where she texted me a picture of the thing she wanted with the number beside it. The number was like how many of those to get, and so I would go to the store and I would literally have like 5 or 6 pictures of these are the things that I'm picking up. Worked like a charm.
Are you an ESL student?
I'm an ESL student. I need four these.
She's not watching, right? Here's what you do. Still come back with the wrong thing, and she'll never ask you to do it again.
Yeah.
Roland's not that way, though.
Nope.
Roland loves his wife.
Nope. I don't ever get asked to go get stuff at the grocery store.
You better be careful. I can hear Renee going, Tommy.
No, she stayed in Mississippi this week. She's
okay.
She's helping out with it. Yeah,
Tommy's very brave today.
Ha, Renee, can you hear me? That's why I'm in the living room now instead of jammed in the back closet to do a stream with you guys.
All right, so Jim, let me try this again. So
before his internet.
The last time we had you on here, you were headed to Spain, right?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So how is Spain treating Raw Jim? Oh man, it went away. I got to fix it.
It went away. Yeah. No, it's been great. It's been great.
So what are you doing with yourself over there?
Well, I mean, the great thing is, being from comics actually opened a whole bunch of doors for me because you come over there and then like there is a comics community there, and people like, oh, this is a guy who used to edit for DC Comics, which to me isn't that big a deal. It's not like I'm a superstar artist or something like that.
Right.
But it makes a big impression, especially since.
Do you drop? Yeah. I know Jim. Jim Lee and I are pals.
Yeah.
That's how you get to the front of the line to get coffee. You go, look, I did DC work. They move you right up to the front. You can get your brew right there.
Listen, you're not that far off. I mean,
there's a free empanada, Mr. Chadwick.
That's right.
I get invited to cons all the time based on my past experience, and I tell people, look, I'm not like actively doing anything. They're like, that's okay. And I usually go to these shows and they want me to look at portfolios and
cool.
They'll give critiques to people,
I mean, you still have that eye for it, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that knowledge is that knowledge, right?
It's through his bifocal contacts, but yeah, he still has the eye.
You're doing this,
but
I can't say, I'm going to be able to get you a job at DC or any place else, but I could just say, hey, if you're trying to break in, these are the things that you should be doing, right?
Yeah, because you've had this wild career where you were an art director.
Yeah.
And then you were a manga editor.
Yeah.
And then you were an editor. And then you were a young adult editor. So you've seen multi-facets of comic art.
Well, I was an editor for young adult books. I myself was not a young adult editing.
Well, yes.
Gotcha. Make a note.
Now, so
never a young adult.
So in Spain, do they also, some of them come up to you and ask you if you're going to do any new concrete?
No, that has not happened yet.
That's good then. Yeah.
Because the good thing is, it's a good and bad thing because we're referencing here, of course, Mr. Paul Chadwick, right?
Yes. Right.
And he kind of went away for a while.
No, you're right. Yeah.
He's coming back now. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, damn!" It took me 10 years to undo this of people confusing us, and now he's coming back, and it's probably going to start up all over again.
But in Spain, concrete is called El Cemento.
El Cemento.
Yeah.
We got a couple of hellos here. Madness Entertainment Group. Hey, yo. Pop says, hey, yo. What's up,
Pops?
Thanks for hanging out with us. And Grey Wolf Graphics says, hey, y'all. Hi, y'all. What's up, Grey Wolf? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Everybody's watching.
If you guys got any questions for Raw Jim, drop them in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get them answered. So, Jim, what is the comic scene like in Spain? I know you're not like actively in it, but you're hanging out with it clearly. So what's it like over there, and how would you compare it to the comic scene in the U.S.?
Well, I'll tell you the same thing. The common denominator, and this is true because I've been to conventions where I meet publishers from different countries. Everybody says the same thing. The kids all want manga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is like a worldwide phenomenon.
Isn't that
it
crazy?
is like just everywhere.
Wow.
And like even in Spain, like there's a big show in Barcelona, comic show I go to, but the really big show there is the manga show. Like they do a manga and anime show, and that like is tremendously popular.
Did you go to that one?
No, I did not. No. Yeah. But so the scene it's interesting. I think I've always said this though. I think Spain has more interest in U.S. comics than probably any other European country. Like they have their own thing, but they also love U.S. comics. Like, and for the most part, it's like, translated versions of the U.S. comics, right? In the language. But in my old neighborhood where I first lived in Spain, there was a guy who ran a comic shop there, and he would order the English language stuff directly because he had these diehard, like really.
They wanted it
purist.
Yeah. Damn it, we want the authentic version. We don't want it like diluted through translation.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. So I could go there and pick up stuff. But they have their own publishing scene too. I get the impression it's not thriving particularly. I mean, it's not doing bad. Right. But what's really weird in my neighborhood, there's at least like I correctly throw a stone for like 4 different comic shops.
Really?
It's crazy.
That's so great.
Now where do you live in Spain?
So I live in the city of Valencia.
Valencia, okay.
Which is the 3rd largest city in the country.
That's just north of LA, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the 3rd largest city
in Spain. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, after Madrid and Barcelona. Yeah.
What's the population? Do you know? He knows it's
It
the
might
third
be. It
largest.
might be. It might be like under a million. I want to say. I don't know. I'm terrible at this, but
Okay.
it's one of those. It's one of
If
those
only
things.
we had the Google.
Yeah.
There was only
there
a
is a
way.
device. I keep waiting
It's
for it
one
to
of
be
those things
invented.
that's
I
like
can just
this-
carry it in my
this-
pocket.
There's the city of Valencia, right? And then there's like the outlying region of Valencia, right? So
Right.
and then that expands the population, right? So yeah.
Approximately 850,000.
There you go.
I said under a million, didn't I?
Well,
Yep.
yeah, but it does say its broader metropolitan area reaches roughly 1.6 to 2.5 million, depending on the regional boundaries.
So double
Right.
or triple.
So he
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
huge.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Got that one right.
Which is funny because the French comics industry hates all other comics except French comics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, the American comics don't really do that well as they do in like Spain or other places
That's
or
interesting.
Italy.
And
Italy likes
Italy
American
is weird too because Italy, the biggest selling comic there for like the last 60 years or something is Tex, which is basically American Western genre,
Right.
cowboys.
Yeah,
And
Well,
that's
and-
been like the biggest selling Italian comic for forever. It's crazy.
and I think somebody will weigh in and correct me probably, but one of the biggest selling comics in Australia is the Phantom,
Yeah, I think you're right.
the purple guy.
And that's the one that Alex Savick draws, right?
Probably
Oh,
did it.
I think he does the newspaper strip, but they actually create their own Phantom comic books in
A comic.
I don't know. I remember the last time I talked to him, he said he'd been doing the Phantom for a while, but it might be the newspaper strip.
in comics. Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. It might have been.
I don't really pay attention. I'm just making stuff up.
But so anyway, the other thing I was going to say about the market there. So like both Marvel and DC are published through. It's basically an Italian publisher that has an office in Spain called Panini, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
DC was published through this other company called ECC, but they turned out to be a very bad company and they went under. So last year DC moved over to Panini too. So Panini does that. But as far as the Spanish publishers, like it's such a broad range of material in different formats, different sizes. Like a lot of European stuff, it comes out in like hardcover, right?
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, for example, in Spain, like by far the most popular comic artist in the whole country is this guy Paco Roca, who actually lives in Valencia, and I've met him several times. And his stuff is very, very Spanish. Like a lot of it has to do with Spanish culture, Spanish Civil War, and but he's like enormously popular. Like his books are sold in all bookstores, not comic stores, and everyone reads them. Like not just like comics fans. And a couple of months ago, they had a launch party for his newest book in like this club. It was like a rock music club at the end of Saturday afternoon. The place was packed. It was just like a mob scene. It was like a rock star there.
I love to hear that. Plus, he's got a great
me too.
name, Papa Roca.
Yeah.
Right.
That is
And
a
he's
cool
been
name.
published in the U.S. by, I think Fantagraphics has published a couple of his books. Not all of them, but they published a couple in translated form. But he's he's a guy outside of Spain. Probably a lot of people don't know him, but inside of Spain, he's a superstar. You know,
That's crazy.
but so are the guys who like draw for DC, like Jorge Jimenez, who's doing Batman,
Right.
and Bruno Redondo, who I work with for many years on like books like Injustice, and then he worked on Nightwing, and then Daniel Samperi, who's been drawing like Wonder Woman. So there's DC in particular has a lot of Spanish artists for whatever reason, and these people are very popular in Spain too.
Right.
Like if you go to a place and they're signing, there's going to be like a line around the block to get these guys to sign.
So when you're doing portfolios at conventions, do you get a sense that the people, based on just the people that you're seeing, that their goal is to follow in those guys' footsteps and be in American comics?
Some, but you know what? I see a lot of manga, and I never know what to tell them. Like it's like, hey, this is great manga stuff. Is there a place to publish this in Spain? No, not really. Like,
they should start something.
Make your own comics.
Yeah,
like, that's like the only thing I can say is find a way to
The
make your
best
own
advice.
comics and do it.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of making your own comics. So how is the indie scene there in Spain? You know, because of course Tommy and I talk about this all the time. You know, it's a whole different scene. It's a whole different scene today than it was like when we were at Malibu, because print on demand has just changed it. People can go out and print 20 and 30 books now, and they're indie comic makers, right?
Right.
So how is that the indie scene there in Spain? Is it similar, different?
That's a good question, and I don't know. I personally have not run into it. I have not really seen it. I am not really aware of it, like in the comic shops that I go to.
Right.
I know there are some small steps in doing it. Like sometimes when I go to these shows, you'll see people set up at their tables and they've got their own comic that they printed themselves and whatever. So it's there. I just don't think it's like really taken off, you know?
Yeah.
In fact, I know like 1 or 2 people personally who are making their own comics there, right?
Yeah.
And are they broke? Are they poor?
They usually have other jobs, actually.
Right. Yeah.
You know, they usually have a day job.
Like the rest of us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like yeah.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference between their scene and ours.
No. Yeah.
No, I would figure that they probably got the same, you know, I mean, probably they have the same technology. So they got,
of course,
you know, big fancy printers over there that they could just do the same thing that we're doing here, like with Kablam. So,
Also,
well, I can tell you, we're not shipping anything to Spain. So,
right.
Yeah. Also, no matter where you go, there's always some kind of interesting zine scene from young crazy people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With too much energy and not enough money.
Yeah, and I think there's also like a fanzine culture here too. You know, where just people like making magazines about comics, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. We don't really have any good magazines about comics anymore in the U.S., right?
Mm-mm.
I mean,
we don't.
We have a couple of websites, right? But we don't really have any. We don't even really have any magazines anymore.
Magazines are tough these days.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what we're
Roberta
really
knows that firsthand.
I sure do.
I mean, I think what we're missing too, it's like even with like all the websites tend to be either it's like just press releases from the companies or they're kind of gossipy or whatever. But we just don't have any real like, or at least that I'm aware of, like really insightful publications that will like do like really good analysis or historical overviews or that sort of thing, which I really miss. You know?
Or even and no names mentioned, but or even someone publishing monthly and just griping about the industry.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, there's occasional like Heidi McDonald on Comics Beat. Whenever there's like a big breaking story, she'll do some analysis of what she's seen historically. But that really only happens like once a month or something. Yeah,
her sales stuff, I know that Tom, you've often posted in our groups, are always incredibly fascinating to read.
Because the great thing is, I mean, she goes back to the 80s, so she has all this historical data that she can reference and bring forward. Whereas a lot of people just, started following comics a year ago.
Right. Yeah. There seems to be an awful lot of those. Hey, we got a question here. David Escudero. David, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Always good to see you here. He says, what are Jim's top 3 to 5 recommended Spanish comic titles?
Wow. So here's the thing. They don't really have like a thriving, other than the US stuff that they import, they don't really have a thriving periodicals business. Like most stuff goes straight to graphic novels.
Right.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So
very European.
What's that?
So very European.
Yeah.
So here's a question for someone like me who doesn't know. Did they ever have periodicals, or has it just kind of always been the graphic novel?
I think they may have, but this goes way back to like the 50s and 60s and stuff.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. It's a long it's actually a very, very long history of comics that goes back there. In fact, Paco Rocco, I mentioned before, I have one of his books I haven't read it yet, but he actually has a graphic novel he did about 15 years ago that's like biography of these comics pioneers in Spain, like back in the 1950s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to read that. Like the guy who sold it to me said, "Oh, this is my favorite book of his." So I want to learn a little bit more about the history of it. It goes back,
Yeah.
So what did you say his name again was? Paco
Roca. PACOROCA.
So I'll add a little amendment to David's question here. And what I want to say is rather than just recommending the top 5, 3 to 5, how about making sure those are in English, right? So that the rest of us can read them too.
Yeah.
If you go recommending a Spanish title that's in Spanish, I'm not going to get it because I can't read Spanish, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my other question: is how is your Spanish? So are you fluent now? I mean, or were you before? I guess you moved there, so you were ready.
Mi español no es bueno.
There you go. Okay, you weren't ready. You just went.
It's better than mine.
It's one of those things you think you're ready, and then you get over there and people start having a conversation. And you're like, I have no idea.
I can't do it.
So you're pulling out your phone a lot. How do I get to the restroom?
Well, I do that sometimes. I mean, I can get by. I can function, right? Like I can do basic things. I can go shopping. I can, I can see a doctor. Well, sometimes at a doctor, if you're going to get really technical, then I have to bring a Spanish friend.
There you go.
But I always say this too. What happens is
colonoscopy.
Like if there's a conversation going on, right? Like I can maybe understand the subject 5 minutes ago. Because I'm still catching up in my head. I'm still translating that, and they moved on to something else, right?
Yeah.
It's like ticker tape.
Well,
yeah, and it's frustrating.
Yeah,
because I thought at this point, after like almost, it's going on 3 years now. It's like I thought I'd be better than I am now. And
wow, 3 years, huh?
Yeah.
You got to get that Star Trek translator thing that that you press it and it just
the universal translator.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, we had Chadwick. We all know Dan Danko. And he took Japanese lessons for like 5 years, and then he moved to Japan for a year, and he said, "I can basically talk to a 5-year-old child." That's how good his Japanese was.
Well, to be fair with Dan, I think Japanese is probably way harder to learn than Spanish.
Yeah, no, to me it's like Sanskrit. I could never figure that out.
So yeah. I taught ESL for several years, and one of the things that my students told me is that the trick is when you know that you're getting there is when you actually stop translating. Is that when you're first learning, right? You listen to the Spanish, you translate it, and then if you're speaking it,
you translate it into English.
You have to translate it into English.
See what you're saying.
And you have to form your answer, and then you have to form your answer. You have to translate your answer into Spanish. And they're like, the trick is when you stop translating and just respond.
I'm just waiting for the AI glasses to give me subtitles.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what we need. Augmented glasses, augmented everything.
So I'll tell you the funniest story. It's like one day this guy stopped me on the street, and I don't know why he stopped me. He just like at random, but he's just like, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" And I just said, I went, "Sí." Like, it was just like a reflex, and then I realized I wasn't trying to be a wise ass. I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, like
it was
that guy's
like,
man, I'm not going to talk to this guy. It's not going to work out. And then you're like, no, I speak English.
And then he says, "Where's McDonald's?"
Yeah.
Actually, one time at a convention there, I had a Spanish kid stop me and ask me where the bathroom was, and I was actually able to tell him where the bathroom was. So
that's great.
Without translating.
Yeah. Well, the very underrated thing is context, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big help, because if you pretty much on board with what the subject matter is, what's being discussed, then you can kind of fill in the blanks, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times I do this. I stand there, like I'm getting it all, and it's like
it's kind of like being married.
Yeah, but
but
I kind of do that sometimes with English, where I just go and I don't.
As we get older in the years, right? Yeah,
we all do that.
I don't want to ask this person to repeat this for the 4th time.
Right. My thing is 2 times I'll ask to repeat, and then I'll just nod and say, "Excuse me, I'm going to leave."
Yeah.
No, that's when you pick up your phone and you go, I got a call. I
gotta take this.
I gotta take this.
Exactly.
But so as far as the Spanish stuff goes, so when you're looking at the books and the comics and stuff over there that are in Spanish, obviously, I guess you're just looking at the pictures, or can you read Spanish better than you can understand it?
That's a great question. So I will tell you this: comics are great for trying to learn a language.
Yeah.
Like, because I started buying my American comics in Spanish, right? Because I felt that would be a good starting point. And my Spanish reading is actually like okay. Like, I can read like actual books without pictures, and the thing is, you just keep going, right? You don't stop and try to translate every word, and you just keep doing that, and eventually it's like, oh, that's about the 5th time I've seen that word in this context. So
it must mean this.
It must mean this, exactly. Yeah. But comics are great. Comics are great, except certain comics writers are harder than others, and I realize there are people who are also harder in English when you read them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do that when I read William Gibson. I just skip every 3rd word, right? I don't know what he says.
I skip the whole book. It's better that way.
I think you're right. Why?
You know-
So let's circle back to David's question though. We didn't really get
Yes.
any. We chased some rabbits. So what are 3 to 5 recommended Spanish comics you would recommend?
So I'll say this. My taste. I don't know. It's because of being in Spain, or also getting older, whatever. My taste in comics have changed, and I think a lot of it is because, like, superheroes are mainly American imports, right?
Right.
And a lot of the stuff I read in Spanish, it's more kind of like personal stuff, right? So again, I'm sorry I keep bringing him up, but anything that Paco Roca does is fantastic. It's now culture. You have to understand. There's a gap you have to kind of jump over to read his stuff, but it's very personal. It's very emotional. It's very historical. Like if you have any interest in like the Spanish Civil War and its aftermath, it's there.
Oh, I would love
and
that.
Also, just this at Comic-Con this year in the Eisners, a Spanish import won for best non-Asian foreign material, and it was by a woman called named Laura Perez, and she actually lives in Valencia. I've met her, and she has this book called Nocturnes. Fantagraphics published it in English, and it just won the Eisner this year.
Oh, nice!
It's a beautiful book. It's really gorgeous. So I recommend any of her stuff. Again, it's more artsy. It's more like it's not like slam bang action stuff.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Those are like the two.
David, you taking notes?
Yeah, two off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you think of more as we go along,
because usually what happens is like the bigger, more successful Spanish books will sometimes occasionally get an American publisher to pick one up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in this case, it seems to be it's Fantagraphics, but there's others like Drawn and Quarterly or whoever who would lean towards that kind of material.
Exactly. Yeah.
David said, "I'm taking notes."
But again, for an American trying to read this stuff, it's probably going to be harder because it's not, like Tom just said, it's not really available unless there's like an American publisher who is
and also translated it. And also, if they're historical and biographical about their experiences in Spain, we're going to miss some of the context and the society stuff.
Yeah.
So I may have to call Jim and say, "Okay, Jim, explain this to
what does this mean?
This to me like I'm a child."
Yeah.
You know, you talking about manga. I haven't read it. I mean, I've read my share of manga just because a lot of my students read it. So I try to watch the anime and read some of the stuff that they recommend just so I can talk with them, you know. But I found a manga. It's an older work. I want to say from the 1950s or 60s that I really liked, but none of them even knew what it was. And it was what was the name of that thing? It was a World War II story.
Barefoot Jen.
To manga. What did you say? What was what?
Barefoot Jen.
No, I don't think that was it. It was
Astro Boy.
Onward Toward Our Noble Deaths. Onward to Our Noble Deaths.
Yeah. That's like a very. That's a very like important work.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I bought it like for $5 someplace, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this before. Let me see what this is. I took it home and started reading. I'm like, this is really good. This isn't One Punch Man or One Piece Boy or
Chainsaw Head.
Chainsaw Head. Yeah, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah,
but that's the cool thing about manga though is you have such a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah,
that you can have Chainsaw Face side by side with important historical work.
Yeah, Onward to Our Noble Deaths.
Right,
and I think this was if I remember correctly, it was written and drawn by a guy who had served, right, in the Japanese military in World War II. So, good stuff.
Now you brought us all down now, Roland.
I'm sorry. It's a good. I recommend David. If you're still taking notes, I recommend that one if you haven't read it. It's not Spanish, but it is in English.
And I have to admit, since my days when I was actually editing English language translations of Japanese manga, I've really kind of fallen off on that. There's just so much out there, and I can't really keep up with it.
Right.
And for which, Jim, I don't know how, but you might not even remember this, but for which I am eternally grateful for you because I get to say I worked for DC because you hired me to do some of those translation edits.
Oh, God, I forgot all about that.
Yep. Yep. I still remember one of them was Dorothea, and the other one was the Key to the Kingdom or Keys to the Kingdom, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people when I talk to my students, they're like, "Well, what did you do? Do you speak Japanese?" I said, "No. I said his instructions to me were to hear the names, make sure their names are correct, and make sure they sound like English."
Yeah. No, but that was always the catch with the translation, because sometimes literal translations just don't work. And I'm actually discovering the same thing with Spanish too. Like sometimes I'll try, like as a practice thing, I'll translate stuff on my own, not for anybody else. But and then I realize, okay, they said it this way, but really, if we were putting this in English, we would say it this way, right? Because to say it, the literal translation would sound odd to somebody, or maybe make no sense to somebody in English. So you have to
bathroom
think,
you go.
What's the author's intent, right? Like, what do I think that they were trying to convey in this? And maybe it's a better way of phrasing that for an English audience.
Yeah.
So here's my question then.
Yeah.
You spent many years working in comics in various roles, but the end result is you had a comic book in your hand. Do you miss that part of it?
Yeah, I do actually, but it almost gets to the point where it's like there's so much stuff I worked on that I forgot I worked on it.
Yeah.
Like role stuff.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, sometimes it's just I worked in comics. I can't remember any of the titles offhand.
Yeah. Oh, well, back to manga, right? So last week there's this bookstore chain. It's Japanese owned, but it's in the U.S. called Book Off. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
Oh, no.
And they buy and sell a lot of stuff. And of course they have a huge manga section, right? With like a lot of used manga in there. And I'm walking through and I can kind of visually spot the CMX logo, which was the DC manga line that I edited, right? And I see a book there and it's like, did I edit this? Let me, and I pull it up the shelf just to read it. I thought, oh, no, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. Okay. But, that's like, we stopped doing those back in 2010. So that's like 16 years ago now.
Yeah. Right. And now you're in used bookstores.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about San Diego a little bit. We didn't get the con report from Tom last night. Tom, before we get to you though, we'll ask Jim. Jim, what were your highlights of you come? One of the reasons that you came to the U.S. was to attend San Diego Comic-Con. So, what were some of your highlights there?
Well, I'll tell you the one big highlight, and this is really funny. So, I become really good friends with this Spanish family in Valencia. And their daughter loves all things America, and she loves comics too, right? And she wanted to come, and she found out I was coming, and she was asking me if she could come, and I just kind of laughed it off. And then she was persistent about it, and then I said, well, this is what you have to do. You'd have to get a passport, visa, and all that other stuff. And she's like, okay. And then she talked to her parents about it, and it was like the next thing I knew, I'm chaperoning this this Spanish person on my trip here. And of course, I'm staying in the home of some friends of mine, so we had to do a Zoom call, make sure they were on board with this and everything else. So, I've been going to Comic-Con for like, I don't know, 35 years, 37 years or something. And, I'm jaded about all of it. But walking around with her, it was like I've never heard so many oh my gods in the
Disney World, right?
An hour. You know what I mean? Like
awesome.
Everything was like unbelievable to her. And that was fun, right? Because I'm sort of like vicariously experiencing through somebody who this is like a thing they've never done before. Like, we have conventions over there, nothing like on the scale of San Diego, right? Yeah. It's just mind blowing. And she was doing cosplay a couple of days, days during the con. She was meeting fellow cosplayers. I mean, just making friends with everybody. And that to me was really charming, and it was really kind of energizing, because it was like, okay, this isn't about me and my usual experience here. This is like a young person from another country who'd never done this before. And my God, she is having like the most amazing time of her life.
Great.
This is wonderful,
Yeah.
So that was unique. That was really unique this year, and that was great. And also for me, it's like, again, like I go to Comic-Con and it's like, 30 something years of connections, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I'm always seeing people I know. I'm always seeing friends, hanging out with people. I'm still welcome back into the fold at DC. They do like a nightly gathering there during the show in one of the restaurants, and I'm always welcome to come there and say hi to people and see how people are going
That's
on.
fantastic.
That's because you leave on good terms.
Well,
Yeah.
that is true. That is true. I did not burn any. I've always been good in my career about not burning bridges.
Right.
Because you never know who you're going to meet again.
That's right. Yeah.
And when you want to get into a party.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the only panel I saw was it was for artist Sean Martinborough. And Sean, I'm friends with Sean. I've known him for years. And it was kind of cool because he got like one of those surprise Inkpot awards.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Which is the thing that San Diego does, right? Where they don't know they're getting it, and somebody comes up on stage and says you're getting this. So, Sean's a friend, and he was like, "Hey, you coming to my panel?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be there." It was like basically a career retrospective of everything he does, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I think that was the only panel I actually saw.
Yeah.
It's so daunting, that schedule. You open up the program book and it's like every half hour there's like 10 different things going on.
Oh yeah.
Well, your eyes go. It's like what?
Yeah. And the other problem is, I think, because 35 years, there's so many people, you don't have enough time to spend really kind of quality time with all the people that you have to be real selective.
That's the thing that I noticed now that I've gotten older, is that I know too many people that I can't have lunch or dinner with all of them.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, who do I like? It becomes like, who do I like best? Whoever.
And if someone tells you can't be offended because they've got someone else that they've had to make a decision. It's like, I can't go to lunch with you.
Although I'm still offended.
I think I wrote this on Facebook, but I said, every year I go to San Diego, I have a great time, but I always have two big regrets, and they're always the same every year. It's one, that I didn't get to see everybody I was hoping to see, and two, of the people I did get to see, that I didn't get to spend enough time with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm grateful that we got to have lunch.
Yeah.
Because that's like an hour that we get.
Yeah.
And also, Tom and I are very fond of the Marriott Hotel's Tiki Bar outside by the pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is the best gathering place.
And if they had, the thing about this year is that the Marriott had closed their main restaurant and bar that's inside the hotel, and that pushed everybody out to the Tiki Bar by the pool, and so we were doubly crowded.
Well, so at the Tiki Bar, is this a place, Tommy, you talked about last year? The guy set up and did his own little convention out there.
Yeah, the Deadpool guy.
Yeah. So.
Oh, see, I wasn't there last year, so I missed that.
Yeah.
So last year at the Tiki Bar, because the Tiki Bar opens officially at like 11, and the Deadpool guy, the guy who did the drawings that did for the opening credits of Deadpool, the little cartoon Deadpool stuff, he has a huge following on Instagram, and he just said, "Hey, I'm going to be at San Diego Comic-Con selling prints, but I'm not going to be set up at the table. I'm going to set up at the Tiki Bar. Come by from 10 to 11." And he was selling prints off one of the drink tables for like $40 a pop. And then the bar opens up and he folds everything up and he's gone. But he's pocketed, thousands of dollars.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's like the coolest sort of hit and run comic book con appearance I've ever seen.
Run. Yeah. So, all right. If that's Jim's highlights, Tom, what about you? What I've got some images that you sent me. You want me to pull those up?
Well, I go and I don't have a comic book store near where I live, so I have to make a list throughout the year of just stuff to look for. And what I look for is I look for stuff that's really kind of weird and offbeat.
Yeah.
And so
I sent you some really weird and offbeat stuff.
Yeah, so I did get I got the collected edition of Absolute Batman.
Okay. Yeah.
Which
cool.
I really, because I want to see how DC does it. And I really loved it. I think it's if I was I can see why the kids are responding to it and why it's a thing. And so that was one of them. Pop something up and I'll make a smart ass comment.
Here we go.
Yeah, Ain't No Grave, that's Scotty Young. He's writing instead of drawing. So
nice.
I assume it's based on the I think it's a Johnny Cash song, Ain't No Grave Can Hold Me Down.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that I love Scotty Young. I love his drawing, but he's writing now, so I want to see it.
And Jorge Corona is a pretty terrific artist too.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't go if you're gonna make a guess on something. That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Do
Now,
another one.
is this a trade or is this a single?
Yeah,
issue?
no, it's trades.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, look at the title:
I know.
Oh my God.
Florida
That was-
Hippopotamus
yeah.
Cocaine Massacre.
I have never seen this before. This is amazing.
Well, that's what we've determined. Only Tom can find these really weird ones like this.
I just went to the Mad Cave booth, and it's right there, and they've got all this other stuff that looks like it seems like it's really important stuff. There's Dick Tracy, and there's this, and there's that, and this all highfalutin stuff, and then it's like, oh yeah, Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. I'm taking that one.
I can't see the credits. They're kind of cut off at the top. Do you know who did it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's as far as it goes. That's as far as the image
No,
goes.
I don't have it. I'm traveling, so I don't have it with me. It's
Right.
I can't see the first name, but it looks like Fred Kennedy and James Edward Clark.
yeah, they're guys I never heard of. The thing, it seems like, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but it seems like it's based on the legend that the big cocaine dealer in Colombia, Medellin or whatever, got a bug in his head to suddenly start importing hippos into the desert or into the jungle, and so he brought like a bunch of hippos in, and they started breeding, and then he got arrested or shot or killed or whatever, and the hippos they're running around Colombia. So they've got the cocaine hippos that are running around loose. They're being an invasive species or whatever, and I assume that's the inspiration for the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now, and it's Fred Kennedy, who I'm not familiar with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that
can't
might
resist
say
that.
fearless Fred Kennedy, but I can't quite read that first word there.
I couldn't resist it.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, Fred,
First.
if you're watching. I bet.
Or
Yeah.
that's the. I mean, this is one of the hot books, right? And this is
Yes,
the
it
collected
is.
trade.
Yep.
This is the collected trade edition, so I wanted to get that and see what's going on.
Nice. Have you read it yet?
I have not, because I left when I was as I was traveling. I left all my books back
Oh no!
at base camp.
No.
That's the thing
way.
about
Uh-oh.
books. It's hard to travel with books.
It
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
it
Yeah.
is.
So, is base camp gonna forward those to you, or they're gonna sit there?
I'm gonna pick them up when I swing back.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I'm really curious about this one too, and I've thought about the trade just because so many people have
Yeah.
talked about it.
Well,
I'm not interested in getting the first prints of the first issue or anything like that, but I am interested in reading it.
well, I like to read things that have suddenly become hot.
Yes.
Or that not because they're valuable or whatever, but just because people are talking about it.
Right.
Because then
Well-
I want to see what they're doing.
It's a confession. I read Twilight for that reason. It was so hot at the time. I'm like, why is it so hot? I want to.
Yeah, I don't have that curiosity.
Do what?
There's limits.
I don't have that. I don't have that kind
There
of
are
curiosity.
Yeah.
Right. Twilight's
Well-
just the gateway drug to 50 Shades of Grey, Roland.
Well, so I if you want, I'll talk to you about it off the air if you want to. But
He enjoyed it.
yeah.
He's not going to
Of
lie.
course he did.
well, so, no. So, all right, I've said this before, but now here's the reason. Here's part of the reason that I read it. Okay.
Sure, go ahead,
so,
Roland.
So my daughter almost always reads everything that I recommend to her. Right. I say, oh,
Right.
you should read this, and she'll read it. Right now, she doesn't like everything. Breaks my heart. She couldn't get through Robots of Dawn. From Isaac Asimov, right?
That's too bad.
I know, right? But now she's read pretty much everything I've ever recommended to her. She doesn't really recommend things to me that often, but when she was younger, she recommended this book. I couldn't. This was the first thing she ever
you're
recommended
obligated.
to me. Yeah, thank you, Roberta.
You are.
I was obligated. I was like, this is the first thing she's ever recommended that I read. I'm obligated to read it.
That's sweet.
My kids
so,
recommended
yeah.
green eggs and ham to me.
Jose Fuentes, what's up, Jose?
I told you Jose was
Oh
watching.
yeah.
Yep, he says
Hi, Jose.
Dork is a weird book. I totally have a blank for it. Yeah,
He's going to do a cover.
yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
Twilight and all the Harry Potter books. They all kind of was around the same time. Everybody was
Yes.
reading,
Yeah, it
reading
was.
both of those.
Yeah.
So this is Kevin McGuire's new graphic novel.
Oh,
I didn't even know about it.
Tenga. Me either. I've never even heard about it.
Wait, this was not something he pitched to Bravura at some point, is it? This sounds familiar.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it may have made the rounds somewhere, but I never heard. I don't. If I heard of it, I don't remember. And given my age, I think I can be forgiven.
Yeah,
But
I've never heard of it.
I flipped through it and it was great. And then the guy said, "You know, they're 50% off today." And I said, "Well,
Give me
money.
one.
take my damn money."
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. David A. Guru says Tenga totally flew under the radar.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Obviously.
Who published it?
Rocket Ship.
I don't know Rocket Ship.
And they
yeah.
published Outrage by Fabian and I forget the artist's name.
Okay.
They do a lot. They do some book publishing from some hit webtoon stuff.
Okay.
So
All right.
they have a they're
did-
quirky. I like them.
They probably did that Rachel Smith book. What? Oh crap. Lore Olympus. Did they do that one?
Oh,
No,
Not
that's
sure.
that's somebody else. But they have a book similar to Lore Olympus, whose name I can't remember. It's a romantasy kind of thing.
and Lore Olympus started out as a webtoon, wasn't it?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then it just became
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. That's all the images you sent me, Tom.
Well, that's all I bought then, which is a lie.
Which is a lie, because I
It
know
is a
you.
lie.
I the only thing I know, you at least bought Randy Ronaldo's new book.
I did.
Yep.
Because I
You
love
always
that.
do that. Yep.
I love him. I love his book. I love the process that he creates that stuff. He has an independent comic that is not like any other comic, but it totally fits in with the indie comic scene. So Rob Haynes Adventures.
Yep.
Tom, don't you ever consider luggage? I mean, that's my thing when I'm traveling. It's like, okay, how many books can I realistically squeeze into this suitcase before I have to buy another suitcase?
How much does it weigh, right?
So
That 50-pound mark.
Here's my trick.
Needless to say, I will never buy like an absolute edition of anything or an omnibus.
Right.
When I'm
Yeah.
trying
No,
Take
I
up all
won't.
the room.
No, I won't either. I have a short story collection of Elmore Leonard's, which could kill a person if you hit them with it, and I don't know how to get it. When I had lunch with Chaykin a couple of months ago, he gave me the hardcover omnibus of Black Kiss.
Oh,
That's like, man, I want to take this home, but it's sitting it's sitting in the spare bedroom at Dave Olbrich's house because it's heavy.
I was about to ask you, do you have Tom's bookshelf at Olbrich's house?
I do. I do.
I don't doubt it a bit.
And I'm required to take at least one book off the shelf and take it back to my actual house every time I visit.
I think it might be worth checking out Dave's eBay page, see what's going on.
That's it. I could buy my stuff and he could ship it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's my question to you, Jim, is because you've downsized your life to be able to move to Spain.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you
Got rid of
buying
everything?
Are you buying new stuff to fill
Yes.
up your
Yeah.
I am.
Right.
I mean, I mean, literally, I purged everything, and then what I didn't purge, the lovely Spanish mail system sent it into the void, and so I never got those handful of things actually shipped over.
No way,
Oh,
really? You
darn.
never got them?
Oh, this is such a horror story, and I try not to talk about it much because I get so depressed when I do it.
That's
But
painful.
Oh no!
But basically, I
Jim.
moved over there with 3 suitcases, and then I
Yeah.
loaded up like 6 boxes that I left with a very good friend of mine. I said, "Hold on to these. I'll pay for it once I'm settled. I have an address. I'll tell you the address. Ship it out. Track the shipping. It went from LA to Chicago, Chicago to London, London to Madrid, and then it died in Madrid. And I
Disappeared.
spent months arguing I was recruiting like multiple Spanish speakers, like get on the phone with these people. Like my best friend in Valencia, she was more angry than I was. She was going to the post office, like yelling at these people. And to be honest, some of these people were trying to be helpful to us, but it was like this really complex online thing. And every time they told me, "Oh, okay, do this." Okay, I did that. And then they'd be like, "Oh, well, now you need this information. We need that information." This literally went on for months. And then one day they sent me a message and said, "You know, this has gone on too long. We're sending everything back." And it never went back. And a lot of that stuff was irreplaceable stuff. It was just stuff that has no real financial value. It's just stuff that was like
it's
valuable
Jim
to
value.
me.
Yeah.
And your stuff. Yeah.
And that was, you know, in hindsight, of course, like what I should have done was jumped on a train, gone to Madrid, walked right into the customs office, and just said, "How do we resolve this?
Give me my stuff.
How much
Then-
money do you want? Like,
Right.
what do you know?"
Because
Where are my boxes?
all those guys
Right.
are like Teamsters. You just give them, you slip them the euros.
Yeah, and that was the thing. I kept saying, "Is it a
Jim,
money
that's-
thing? I'll pay money. I don't care. You want to charge
Right.
me like a fee for it? I'll pay it." But
Right.
never. It was just
Man, that's heartbreaking, Jim.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but anyway, to Tom's original question, yeah, I mean, I've been slowly rebuilding things. Now I no longer have any sort of physical media. Like I don't have like a record player. I don't have a CD player. I don't,
Right,
don't have like a Blu-ray player or any of that stuff. But I do have a growing bookshelf. That's accumulating stuff. So both English and Spanish. So it's like that I can't do without.
Right.
Yeah. It just seems like if you're in a foreign country that produces comics, how could you resist
Right.
getting some of the albums?
Yeah. Oh, and people give me stuff. It's that kind of thing
Yeah.
too. It's like, oh, here we did this book. Here, take a copy. Right. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. That's nice.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Because
if I ever were to move back, what do I do with that stuff?
you purge again,
Yeah.
and you come back and you pick up American comics.
Well,
you
you purge and make sure this time that
You figure out how to bring it back with you.
Yeah, UPS or something.
or the other crazy thing I should have done, but I never thought it is because I never thought it was going to be a problem.
Right.
It would have been like almost cheaper for me to fly back to the U.S. with like a bunch of empty suitcases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Load up
make
the
trips.
suitcases and then come
Yeah.
back. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It probably would have cost me about the same as the shipping.
Yeah.
So that's
Just say, all right, I'm taking 2 boxes this time. The next time I come back, I'll take the other 2 boxes.
yeah. So that's what I do when I swing by Dave's house. I pick up the stuff I got at the convention. I have an extra suitcase. I throw it in the extra suitcase, and because then I have a carry-on and a check bag, and it only costs me $35 to get that stuff back to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's-
I'm
Good
limited by the
plan.
size of the suitcase.
Yeah. So anyway, the Spanish post office and I are mortal enemies.
Oh.
Yeah. Like everybody warned me about Spanish bureaucracy before I got there. It's like it has a notorious reputation. I was like, oh, it's not so bad so far, until I ran into the National Postal Service.
It's like the American. It's like the DMV in Zootopia.
Yeah, exactly. You just go into this void
With the
and-
sloth running stuff.
Yeah.
What about what are some highlights for both of you? Some of the people that you ran into, maybe that you hadn't seen for a long time. I don't just mean like, oh, I saw Alm because I saw him last year, right? But
Right.
somebody maybe you hadn't seen in a couple of years. What are some of your highlights? Not that I love you, Alm, right? Nothing against Alm, but I know you guys see Alm all the time. So
Yeah. Screw him. He's not here.
So
Yeah.
who's somebody
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh man, I haven't seen you since '96, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There must have been somebody like that. There usually is every year. There's usually like one
Yeah.
or two people. It's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in like 30 years or something.
Right. Yeah.
Tom, you got any?
Yeah, so
Anybody from Malibu?
I saw. I saw David Diaz because I sent we sent a selfie. But I saw
Stephen and Lily. I know you.
I saw
hung
Stephen.
out with
I had
them a
lunch
little
with
bit.
Stephen Butler and his daughter Lily,
Oh, nice.
and I hadn't seen them in person in forever.
Yeah, probably since the Malibu days, right?
Yeah, and Stephen was. This was I think before he got his ink pot.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't
So,
know he had that.
yeah,
Well, you're
so
not
he-
supposed to know, but yeah.
So it's great to it's great to spend time. It's great to catch up. It's great to see the thing about it when you. I don't know how Jim feels about this, but what I feel about it is when you see an old friend like that, they still have work. And Stephen and Lily, they both have work. They're both doing well. They're both doing shows. It's like,
That's great.
A funny thing about the ink pot with Stephen. So we were at Mitch's thing, and Stephen and some of us were sitting around the table drawing, and I'm like, Stephen, you doing them? I'm doing them. And he's like, what, Tommy? And I'm like, where's your ink pot? And he goes, do you think I bring that around with me everywhere? And I'm like, I would. And he goes, and then he reached out in a bag, and I thought he was going to pull that. And he goes, what do you think I bring this thing around with me everywhere? Yeah, that was pretty
And
funny.
you
Yeah,
did.
pretty funny.
And
Yeah,
then
he had me go and he reached into his bag like he was going to pull it out.
And those things are not small either. They're not
No.
lightweight. It's not like a keychain or something. They have some heft to them.
yeah,
That was pretty funny.
and then I met there's an Argentinian artist named Jock, Jok, and I'd worked with him on projects for many years, but I'd never met him. And he was coming to the show, and he brought
Cool.
2 guys from his studio, and I got to sit with them for like 30 minutes and see the stuff that they're
Nice.
working on.
That's
And so
fun.
it's good. It's good to see people that you only know on Zoom or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see them in person. So that was really great.
Yeah. Yeah. Louis Tranowski, the artist who does Kalis, he was going to San Diego. It ended up he only attended for just a couple of hours. There were some reasons, and not mine to tell. But I think he was planning to spend, and I was giving him, hey, you need to look up this person. You need to look at, giving him a list of people to look up. And he messaged me. He goes, man, I didn't get to look up any of them because this is the thing that happened, and I only got like 2 hours to just run around the floor, and I had to leave.
2 hours is nothing.
I know. right?
No, you can't see.
That barely
You're
gets
stuck
in
in
the
line
door.
for 2 hours to get in. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did.
So-
I
2 hours
did.
to get your Starbucks.
I did notice. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I did notice on Saturday that when Hall H was in the full Marvel mode,
Oh,
that the floor was emptier.
Well, I was going
there was breathing room.
ask you. I was going to ask you about that because I had heard some. I had read some, internet reports about how it felt a little different this year because there weren't any real major announcements and none of the major stars showed up, and so some of the stuff I'd read was it felt not quite as packed as it had in the last few years. So I wanted to ask you guys if you felt that way as well.
With Jim as the guest, he should go first.
Yeah, no, I think there's something to that. Although what was really interesting this year, I felt like Sunday was the new Saturday because
Really?
traditionally everybody thought, oh, Sunday's the dead day. That's when you go out and buy.
Right.
I actually had the hardest time on the show floor on Sunday of all
Yes.
the
Really?
days I was there. Maybe not preview night. Preview night is always bad because there's nothing else to do, so everybody's on the show floor, right?
And
Right.
there's the collectible stuff that goes out on
Exactly. Oh yeah, my God,
Yeah.
the free feeding frenzy for anything that's collectible, right? But
Yeah.
Sunday, I was like really surprised at like what a mob scene it was on the floor.
I have a theory about that, but I can't prove it.
What's
Okay,
your
what
theory?
is
The theory is that
Tom and his theories.
well, the people were basically eyeball shopping
Yeah.
over the weekend, and then Sunday was like, okay, this is how much money I have left, and these are the 15 things I got to get really quickly.
Well,
I mean,
not-
it's true. They
and-
finally have the people that walk around and say, look, I'm going to come back later. And they actually came back
Well,
later
yeah.
to pick up something.
And here's the other thing I'll add to your theory, Tom, as supporting support for that is that people often think on Sunday, I'm going to get a better deal because people are like, hey, this was $10.
Yes.
Trying to unload
I don't want
stuff,
to take it
yeah.
home. It's $5.
hey, guilty as charged with my
Yeah,
We
it
all
does
do that.
happen.
my young Spanish guest when we were walking around and she was looking at stuff. Oh, this is kind of expensive. I said, we'll come back Sunday. They lower their prices.
Yeah.
Right.
And in
exactly.
some cases it worked. There were people
Yes.
who were
Yeah.
doing 50% off and
And then-
30% off. And
Well,
And then
This
some
is a
cases you
limited
come back and they're
collectible
folded up.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
gone already.
oh, yeah.
Those people
yeah, there are
leave
people who
early.
start packing in early on Sunday. That is
Right.
true.
They do.
The,
You gotta think, people that carry stuff out there, right? They carry all these boxes. They don't want to carry it all home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like I'll sell it to you at 50% off.
Well, especially I noticed, especially the publishers like Simon and Schuster and Scholastic that are there that brought the big heavy books,
You're right.
because the booths are staffed by sort of the lower level junior employees,
Right.
not the owners. So it's like, yeah, okay, we're just here. It's half off,
What's it to them?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to pile it back on the dollies and the trucks and
So
whatever.
I have one more thing to add to Jim's special guest that he's been showing around at the convention.
Okay.
Is it, and this is the great thing about cell phones is that, because I saw this firsthand, she was taking pictures of the stuff that she was buying because she joined us for lunch, and she was texting them to her friends back in Spain. Like, look what I
Yeah.
got. Like right away. Like usually in the old days, you'd have to wait till we got home,
Mhm.
and it'd be like an unboxing thing where it's just like,
Right.
here, I got this, but you can just do it right now in real time. It's like, I got
Yeah.
this, I got that.
Well,
Yay!
and what she was excited about, there's stuff that she can't get there, and it's
Right.
like it's like legendary to her, right? Because it only exists in America, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob Davis, what's up, Rob? Good to see you hanging out with us tonight. He goes, that was my experience at the show in Council Bluffs, Iowa. He goes, Sunday was my best day, though the whole weekend was not that great. So, yeah. But I think there's a lot of truth to that. People are like, hey, it's the last day. They're going to be giving deals. I'm going to save my money. I'll get more for my money. And
so the trick is only set up on Sunday. That's what I'm hearing.
But no one will know you're there then, right? They got to walk around to know you're there. So they're going to say, I'm going to come back and see if I can get a deal.
Hey, Tom Mason's booth will be here on Sunday.
So, but then they're going to walk around. It's like, yo, Tom's not here. So, right on Saturday, they're not going to see you. So they're going to, let's go.
Hey, believe me, no one walks around the convention going, Tom's not here. When's Tom getting here?
I ask that question all the time, Tom.
Thank you, Jim.
I've heard some people say, where's Tom's table? Where's Tom set up at?
Tom is set up at the tiki bar outside by the pool.
That's our booth.
By the Deadpool artist.
That's right, yeah.
All right, well, as always happens, our time is flown by. Anything else, guys? Anything else about San Diego Comic-Con? If someone's never been to San Diego Comic-Con, what do you say to them about going?
First of all, it's very expensive, so think about that.
Yes.
It's not a cheap trip by any means.
Right.
It's like a Disneyland trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy, isn't it?
And whatever you've experienced before, you've never experienced anything like this.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, okay, you say it's very expensive. Let me because you've been going for 35 years.
Yeah.
Was it always? Do you think that's changed? And if so, when do you think that changed? Because I don't remember it as a really expensive show. I remember it being expensive, but not really expensive. But I think today it's really expensive.
Well, you know what I always judge it against? I judge it against the hotels.
Yeah.
And the hotels, I think there was supposed to be some law where they weren't supposed to do this, but if it is, it's not effective. It's like, so I used to visit San Diego a lot, right? Not just for the cons, but I would go down hotels that were just like a motel or something where you can get a room for like $100 a night.
Right.
They triple their rates during Comic-Con. They could be 20 miles away and they're tripling their rates, right?
Right. Yeah, that's not right.
Like the first thing is the hotels are just outrageous. If you got to stay in a hotel, that's, that could break the bank for a lot of people,
Yeah.
And then if you're flying for someplace else, you got to add that in. But I really think it's the hotels that are the killer.
Yeah.
And to eat there too is really, really expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there aren't that many options. If you're on a budget, there are not that many options. There's a great Ralph's grocery store where you can buy your own food and stuff like that. But it's still an outlay of some cash.
Yes. Yeah. Our buddy David Rios goes and he camps. He camps down there. And
he sure does.
Yeah, they get and he says I can't remember how much he said it was, but it was considerably cheaper than a hotel room. And he goes, hey, we just camp out and then we go over here and we take the train that drops us off right at the front door.
Yeah, so DC no longer pays for my hotel rooms, obviously. So this year I stayed all the way out in Old Town, right?
Okay.
Which means I had to take the trolley in every day. And it was not cheap and it was not that nice a hotel. And I would not have normally paid the price that I paid for this particular hotel. But what are you going to do? They have you over a barrel, unless you have a friend who you can stay with or something like that.
Well, my first San Diego Comic-Con was, I can't remember if it was 89 or 90. I have to go back and look. But I do remember 4 of us split a room at the Ramada, right? Which is no longer there. I guess the baseball field is there now. But 4 of us split a room at the Ramada. And I can remember we thought it was $90 a night. We thought that was expensive.
Outrageous.
Right? But you got to remember, right? So not just was it with that, but we were there Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. That was 5 nights, right? We stayed there.
Yeah, split 4 ways. That's almost $125.
Man, a lot of money.
When Tom and I were youngsters, Tom, how many people would we cram into a New York hotel room?
We could get like 6 or 8 people in the hotel room.
Really?
We would go steal beds from the storage closets and wheel them into our room and stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah. We would scout. We'd get the hotel room in somebody's name who had a credit card, and then when the hotel sort of quieted down, when the staff would change and they'd have a smaller staff after 5 or whatever, after 6, we'd go into the linen closets on different floors and steal all the rollaway beds. And we would roll them down in the freight elevator
That's funny.
and push them into our hotel room.
But we were all paying like maybe $10 a night or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
we were
you
just-
know, it was- yeah.
Because to us it felt like thousands of dollars. We were
Right.
saving.
Yeah.
So we were
But
just,
you
we're just bad
gotta
people.
you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just one of those things. Like I have to have a place to lay my head. Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be really fancy, and the fact that you want to charge me $400 a night for it.
Well, that's the thing, because if you're at the San Diego Comic, unless you're going to the San Diego Comic-Con to find a partner for some reason, you're not going to spend a lot of time in the hotel room.
No.
Yeah.
It's just
find a partner.
I know you don't like me to use language, so I'm trying to be good.
Hey, that kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. Come on.
That's
Oh
But,
no.
but Roland, back to your original question, I would say, like, people should do their research too, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can find the Comic-Con schedule online like weeks in advance of the show, and you want to plan it all. Like if you're not like Tom and me who are just going to hang out, right? Or
Right.
you have a meeting or something like that. If you're going to actually see stuff and participate,
Right.
do your homework in advance.
Yeah.
Make a calendar. Okay, this thing's happening Thursday at 8. I want to see this, and do all that. Not because randomly wandering around and stumbling upon things there, it's not a good strategy at all.
Yeah.
No. You really have to, because if you're going to spend, like Jim said, if you're going to spend money because getting into the con is not that expensive, really.
No. Yeah.
Compared to the other expenses like the
Right.
airfare and the hotel and the food. So if you're going to spend all that money, you really got to work it out like Napoleon, planning a battle. It's like, I'm going to be, this is where I got to be. This is where, this is where the bathrooms are. This is where the food is. This is where the halls are that I'm going to stand into. And if you're going to, and you have to weigh it out. Like if I'm going to wait in line for Hall H for the big events, that's going to take a day and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
And the logistics of it too, right? Because now they've spread outside the convention center.
Yes.
Like the hotels have events too. So it's like, you can't attend back-to-back events, one that's like at the Hyatt and one that's at, Hall H, that are like back-to-back to each other. It's never going to happen.
And there's one at the library too.
crazy.
They use the San Diego library, and it's everywhere.
That's crazy. The one thing, go ahead, Roberta.
Well, I was going to ask more about the outside because I remember there was always a lot getting bigger, and the lines were even bigger for the outdoors. Was there anything worth it or fun that either of you did that was, one of the events?
If anything, Roberta, I think I saw less of that stuff this year.
Yes, there was much less outside than there was before.
Yeah. So listening to you guys, right, over the last couple of years talking about it, the one thing that I might say to someone, having been before, the one thing that I might say, like, look, if I'm going next year, I'm going to say, hey, Tom, I want to have lunch with you. When are you free? Let's.
Yeah, I'm not.
What day?
I'm already booked.
Booked. Well, and that's part of the problem is that I know that you do have regular. My Friday night is this. My Saturday night is that. You have regulars.
The thing is, and I think Jim is the same way. I have special days for groups of people, and because that's the only way you can lock it down, really. And so I've got it like Saturday. I have a regular lunch thing at the Hilton, and it's invitation only, but it's the same 8 people. it's not really exclusive. It's just if any of the 8 are in town, that's where we're going to meet.
Yeah.
And so it's like a regular thing, and then there's a Friday night thing that I go to, and then I try to keep at least 2 meals open, because somebody like Jim will text me and say, I got an hour. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And so, and the same thing with Alm or Oberich or whatever.
Right.
And so it's just like,
Yeah.
And so what I've really got is I've got basically one day, and sometimes it's Sunday at noon.
Yeah, I felt because I went. It was like 2017, I guess was the last time I went with Tommy and Barry.
Yeah.
And I felt fortunate that I got to have lunch with you, and Ulbrich and Aaron, and also Ross Ritchie. Talking to him, he's like, hey, and my daughter was with me. He's like, hey, you guys want to come have breakfast with me tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I love yeah. So
I got 5 minutes with Ross because I ran into him in the hallway, and he was like, hey.
Right. Yeah.
And I did not see him at all. I never ran into him.
Yeah. So that would be the thing that I would also suggest is that, hey, just if there are people you definitely want to see, arrange that beforehand.
Yeah.
Because the chances of running into them and getting time aren't that great.
Oh, so this was another experience.
Everybody's just so busy.
Yeah.
That was another experience I had this year. So I would have people like texting me, right? Or I would text somebody like, hey, are you here? Yeah, I'm here. Where are you now? Oh, I'm in aisle 2000. Oh, crap. I'm in aisle 300.
Yeah. I'll see you in 5 hours to try to work my way over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you got to do it in advance. And that's why you got to, like,
shoot a flare off or something.
I had lunch with our old friend Danny Fingeroff.
Nice.
But I found it because I texted him like way in advance, and it just says, well, I'm doing a signing. I'm done at 2:00. Come by the booth. It's like, okay. And then come by the booth, and then we'll go get lunch.
Yeah. So basically you had to go pick him up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Like he's my prom date or something.
Yeah. Jose Fuentes says, talking about the beds, he says, that's gangsta, Tom.
That's New York, baby.
Boldcat Studio says, hey, what's up, Boldcat? Thanks for hanging out with us. All right. Well, anything, guys, it's we've been almost an hour and a half of this. Any final thoughts? Jim, anything else you want us to know about Raw Jim?
No, I mean, thanks for having me, and I apologize for all the glitches earlier, but I seem to have somehow stabilized my connection, so that made it a lot less stressful.
So,
do you think you might
you're back
go
home
next
now?
year?
I missed that part. You're back home now?
I'm back in California. I've taken
okay.
So the one thing, I love it. I love it where I live in Spain, but the summers for me, look, I mean, you guys who live in the South are going to laugh at me, but I can't take the heat and humidity. And it's funny because I've met a lot of people there from like Texas and Florida, and they just laugh at me, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, come on, what are you talking about? But I have a low tolerance for it. So I wanted to get away for the summer, so I was able to arrange this to stay at this home of friends of mine in California. And they actually, even though LA gets hot too, they live like right on the Pacific Ocean, so it's always much cooler here. So I'm here for like 6 weeks. Like I'm.
Oh, nice.
I've actually only got 2 weeks left. I'm going back on 2 weeks, a little bit more. I'm flying back on August 25th.
So, Jim, one of the things that when you and I swapped emails about coming on here, you said you guys have a lot of fun, and I said, yes, we do. Have you had fun tonight?
I've had a lot of fun. Yes.
So then here's what we need to do. Since you're going to probably do this again next year, we'll get the annual gym visit, right? When you come to the United States, we'll get you on. We'll have fun.
Well, that means I better start taking better notes at Comic-Con, man.
There you go.
Hey, that's actually not a bad. We'll do a post Comic-Con show.
I mean, I hope to come next year. I never know. It's year by year. It's an expensive trip for me. It really is.
I can see.
So that's kind of why I took off last year.
Well, But I think the way to do it, if you're going to do it, is to do it for the long period of time. Like, don't do it for a week and fly back. Do it for 6 weeks. Right. Is what the hell.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, Tom knows all the tricks about how to write it off on your taxes.
Well, Jim's got Spanish taxes to worry about, and I don't know what the rules are.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Well, I'm even better. I have Spanish and U.S. taxes I have to deal with, so that's fun.
Yeah, I got Canadian and U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels like double dipping by the governments.
Well, it is, and not to get too much into the weeds on this, but there is a relationship between the governments where to not get double taxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can write off my Spanish taxes against my U.S. taxes.
Right.
So since Spanish taxes are, believe it or not, actually much higher than U.S. taxes, I usually zero out the U.S.
Yeah, same with me. I have to file. I have to file. My regular taxes are Canadian, but I still have to file U.S. taxes because I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And
But because you pay so much more there, it wipes out.
I almost like this past year, I got $75 back from the U.S. government.
Whoa!
And the year before, I didn't pay
Tom's
anything.
buying lunch.
Yeah.
Tom's buying lunch.
So I know it's a scary thing. Like, ooh, you're paying double taxes. It's like, well, I'm paying taxes in 2 countries, but one of them is so low, it's almost not. It's just like a matter of fact filing. It doesn't.
Well, the pain is that you got to do the paperwork.
Yeah, you got to do it, right? Yeah,
it's a paperwork pain.
Yeah,
they kick you out if you don't. Go back to the U.S.
because we want our Social Security.
That's true.
Exactly.
You can keep that going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Counting down the time, right?
Yeah, I got time.
Yeah. Well, Jim, thanks for hanging out with us, man. It was fun.
See you.
It was always fun to chat with you, get the raw Jim stories.
Thank you.
Love the Spanish comic stories. I'm probably gonna email you some stuff. I took some notes and
remember, Paco Roca.
Yeah.
I got it. I got a tab
wrote it
open
down
on my
too,
thing.
right?
I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, and there's,
I
and
got a
I'm sure,
tab
I'm
open.
sure,
I'm gonna look.
you know
at
what I
it.
may do too when eventually when you have this up, I'm gonna probably maybe jump in the comments and try to list a few more things.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be
that would be
great.
great. David A. Scudero, did you
Excellent.
hear that? So you're gonna have to give him a week, David, and then come back and look at the comments. Jim's gonna drop some titles when he's had a chance to. You
He's
put him
gonna
on the
drop
spot,
some knowledge.
right? And it's like somebody put you on the spot. What are your top 5 graphic
That's fine.
novels?
No, I should have this on the tip of my tongue, but
But it's
I'm old. What can I say?
I'm the same way if you ask me a math problem.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! If you ask me a math problem, I'm saying, yeah, I don't do numbers. Sorry.
Do it. I'm out.
All right,
Right.
on Tuesday, how to think critically about comics. They've given me no description, so that's what they're going to do. I guess they're
Sounds
going to
good.
think critically about comics. Yeah, the Tuesday gang always has some fun stuff. On Wednesday, this has all happened before. The Whammers look at the rebootiest of reboots and relaunches. Solid hits and obvious misses are discussed. Comics and other pop culture topics may be included.
I thought they were going to do another trivia.
Just say
Trivia night.
rebootiest again and again and again.
I know, right? The
Rebootiest.
That's a great way.
I might as well say Shih Tzu or something.
It's one of those I had to read and say before I said it. Is that what I think it says? The rebootiest of
Rebootiest.
reboots
What?
The
and
rebootiest.
launches.
That's my review of Absolute Batman. It's the rebootiest.
Trivia night's next week, Tommy.
That's
Like a
right.
Jetsons
Oh,
thing.
is it?
Rob Davis, rebootiest.
Rebootiest.
And
What religion are you? I'm a rebootiest.
I'm a rebootiest. Next week we have no Tom Mason. Next week, unfortunately.
No, we don't. I'll be at the airport.
Yep. So, but next week we've got our August shop talk, comic shop talk. So
Damn
we're going
it.
to talk about the news. We're going to talk about the news that's happened the last month.
Curse
and
you.
I'm sorry.
I know.
But the week after that, we'll do trivia. So be ready.
No,
All
week
right.
after that we've got a guest. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'll
All right.
return for that.
As we love to do on the end of our streams, remember to make
mine
mine
Make
Fine,
Silverline.
Silverline.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hang around, Jim.
Hi, I'm Chris Ulm. I'm the former editor-in-chief of Malibu Comics. Make mine Silverline.
Well, that was fun.